I jumped into the nearest gondola. There's something very threatening about stepping into one of these conveyances of ancient transport. It's blacker than black wood, can only be found in the woodwork of a coffin, and its plush upholstery, combined with the bob of the water, induces a sort of trance-like sleep that must be a precursor to death itself. Surely Chiron must use a gondola as he ferries the never-ending line of souls to their ultimate destination. I allowed myself a momentary indulgence and closed my eyes, leaving the sound of the city's talk and clamor farther and farther behind, wishing that the trip would last just a bit longer. It was then that I realized that we were heading out to open sea. Where are you taking me? The Lido. I don't want to go to the Lido. I want to go to the Valparaiso. Valparaiso don't allow luggage. He was right. It didn't allow luggage. And I did just wish for the trip to last a bit longer. I row you well. I turned around to get a better look at who was commandeering me to a place I did not wish to go. He did row well, but he had a reddish curled mustache, and he seemed much smaller than the usual athleticism the job of gondolier required. Between his foreign look and his ill-equipped stature, I started to get unnerved. How much is this going to cost me? You will pay. Ah! I'm not going to pay anything to be taken to where I do not wish to go. Thank you very much. But it was a lost cause. And I soon resigned myself to the fact that I was going to be rowed the entire way to the Lido. Why is it that I could negotiate and debate and demand with any man of professional standing, but I am at a total loss to ever get my own way with a laborer of any sort, be it a waiter, cabbie, or clerk? As soon as the old man with the book drew us into the dock, I ran into the nearest hotel to get some change to pay my abductor. And when I returned, my bags were on the dock and the gondola gone. Where'd it go? He took off. Had no license. Someone must have reported him. Look. And I looked at the far end of the dock and I saw two uniformed officers definitely looking for someone. Senor got himself a free ride. And the old man with the hook benefited from all the extra coins I now had at my disposal. As I followed my own luggage up the main street and into my hotel.
Welcome to New York.
Life in vaudeville was a quick-paced, never-ending hustle. Your first step was to book a job.
Endless walks from booking agent to booking agent would be the way you'd spend most of your days.
A major booker could secure you employment for months, getting you a contract with one of the major circuits, like Heath Orpheum, Pantages, or Lowe's. A small-time booker might only get you one night in a lodge hole.
And you take it. If you were lucky enough to get a booking, be prepared to travel.
Not since the Israelites crossed the desert has a tribe lived a more nomadic existence than the vaudeville actor.
And be prepared to wait long, long hours in freezing railway waiting rooms in winter.
And sweltering platforms in summer, because even though the next town you play in is only 2 hours away, the trains don't go there directly.
You may have to take a train in the opposite direction and wait an additional 8 hours to make the connection to the town you're trying to get to, turning your 2-hour trip into an 18-hour jump.
Once at the theater, be prepared to be disrespected. First, the disappointment of the billing.
Nothing is as disappointing as arriving at a new theater to discover that you are in the first slot when people are still taking their coats off, or next to the star term when people are putting their coats back on.
The theater manager will have no interest in you unless you're the star attraction at the top of the bill. But no matter how you're treated, never show your resentment, because each of those managers write a report that is sent back to the booking agents, all about your
behavior,
your
level of success,
your
general attitude.
The orchestra can make or break an act, so be nice to them.
A poorly timed rim shot can undo all your endless hours of rehearsal. And always check your music before your next professional date. Make sure the musicians didn't write any messages on it like,
"This act stinks."
And try to patronize hotels that cater specifically to show people. There are many, and they understand our trials and tribulations.
And finally, always know where the nearest lunch counter is that can serve you a plate of ham and eggs, a cup of coffee, and a piece of pie, all for 10 cents.
I can't stop them from coming.
We're all having nightmares, Anna. Only you let them out. Your mother has them too. Terrible nightmares. She's having a very hard time.
I know, Pim. I'm trying to change. I have another side, a better, finer side. But it's as if I'm split in half. What's good? What's bad, Pim? I don't know. I want to be a better person, but not if it means shutting myself off, hiding how I feel.
I understand. We've always understood each other, you and I. You know, Annika, you taught me something the day we came here.
Me?
Remember when we arrived? Your mother and Margaret were numb, couldn't speak, couldn't move. I was a wreck with worry, but you skipped around the room calling it an adventure. You showed me you could escape. Now when I read my Dickens, it takes me to another world. And in that world, I feel safe. You have something too. A diary. You're lucky.
Lucky?
You can write. You can put all your thoughts, all your feelings down on paper.
The house is shaking.
It's all right, Anna. The more planes, the sooner the war will end.
I bought myself a wagon for hauling blocks of ice. I cut the ice to ice cubes and got a higher price. I shaved the ice to ices for still a higher fee. A rich tycoon said, very enterprising in your organizing, so you must come work for me. En route to work next morning, I helped a lady cross. The lady was, you guessed it, the mother of the boss. The boss said, you're promoted. I need you at my side. And then I met the boss's daughter, and I wed the boss's daughter. Then quite suddenly she died. I bought myself an acre, a silo and a steed. All Yonkers started buying my grain and hay and feed. And now I'm $500,000. But proudly I confess that in my pocket is the penny. Yes, that shiny little penny. Yes, that penny, that's the secret of